you ever wanted to do something so bad that you just can't wait and you want to do it right now? But then, wait a minute, you realize it's evening and you have to wait until tomorrow. Well, I'm caught up with this dilemma. But the difference is I ain't gonna wait until tomorrow. I'm gonna do it today. Yeah, I might disturb a couple guys from their sleep pretty bad. But this can't wait. Hi, I'm Taku and welcome to my podcast, The Right Standing. In the first episode, we were talking about starting and how starting is not everything. And we're going to continue this series today. Well, I've been saying let's start this thing. But before you fire up all those engines, there's certain things that you have to understand. Before you start, make sure you get your plan right. Personally, I would advise you to write it down. Get a paper, a pen, a diary, someplace that you really hold dear. Something that is very important to you. Then you write your plan, your dream, your vision, whatever you want to call it. But as long as it's something that's in your heart and something you want to achieve in the near future, yeah, put it down. Now, after you put it down, you have to make sure that it's as clear and as simple as possible, because this thing, you're writing it for yourself. You're not writing it for the bank. You're not writing it for some loan. You're not writing it to get something from someone or some rich guy to fund your project. This is your plan. Something that you're going to use to motivate yourself every time you're lost. Something you're going to use to guide you every time you want to make a choice. So make sure it's simple and clear, that you have to understand it the moment you give a glance on it. You don't have to go and look back into the dictionary to understand the words that you wrote. I think you get what I'm saying. Yeah. If you want to build an empire, you better get the foundations right, isn't it? Yeah. We can't build a 25 stories right straight from the ground. At least we're gonna go a little bit deep inside first, right? That's what we're doing right now. So, I promised a lot to talk about discipline, consistency. But before we get to that, there are certain key things that people have to understand before we start talking about discipline and before we start talking about consistency. So, when you start, how is it gonna be? How long is it gonna take? Yeah, things like that. I say starting is easy. It doesn't take 5 seconds. It doesn't take 5 minutes. The moment you decide to start, you started. Whatever comes next after that, it's not the beginning anymore. It's what comes after the beginning. And that's what we have to be careful of. I talked about consistency being what you do today, you gotta do it tomorrow, you gotta do it the day after. That one is a pretty tough challenge, but you have to accept it. Now, there is this one thing that I want you to understand. Don't expect a boom by tomorrow. I'm not saying that you won't have a boom by tomorrow. I'm saying don't expect a boom by tomorrow. Look at your vision. Look at where you are. Keep that in mind and continue going. You know what? If you write 10 lines every day in the same book, do you know that by the end of the year you'll be an author? But how many people are able to do that? Just 10 lines every day, 365 days in the same book. How many pages are those? Figure it out. But if you're able to do that for a whole year, you'll be able to write books. If you do that for 5 years, you would have written 5 books. If you do that for 10 years, you'd have written 10 books. And how many people write 10 books within 10 years? So you'll be a certified author. This is the thing that I want you to understand. It does not take big steps. It takes steps. and steps in the right direction. So before you're consistent, before you're disciplined, you have to make sure that you know the type of steps that you want to take. As I've said, 10 lines a day. This is an example. I'm not saying that everybody should be an author. No. But just imagine. Put it in your book. Put it in your diary. Write it down. If you're able to write 10 lines a day for the entire year in the same book, by the end of the year, you will be an author. I think this is enough for one day. Have a good day. Taku out.